All right, hello. Welcome to the new week. Next week, second week of the series, London Open session. And we will be heading into this new unknown week. Economic calendar for this ride. Monday, today, no news. Monday, nothing on the calendar. Tuesday, 10 a.m. So preferably 10 to 11 silver bullet might be interesting. FMC meeting minutes, that's not really that big of a deal. So that's probably not as important there. Thursday, 8:30 and 9:45, so 10 a.m. to 11 silver bullet could be interesting for Thursday. And Friday 10 a.m. medium impact news, same. So looks like the 10 to 11 a.m. session silver bullets might be the go-to. Besides Monday. Monday is a wild card in here, as we have no news on it. So a quick review of what do I think that is likely to happen, to occur for ES and Nasdaq, but I mean specifically I'm watching ES here. New week opening up here. We opened up lower but immediately went higher afterwards, but it folded below it, used it as resistance, and now we are underneath it. So that new week opening up is still in close proximity, so that's always like a factor for a potential draw up into it. But what I'm personally more interested in is the sell side liquidity here at 7,363.5. That sell side liquidity is pretty interesting to me, especially as we have those relative equal lows in here too. So basically, since part of the Asian session, price is just consolidating in this very nice sideways narrow range, spending time inside of an 1 hour bullish for value gap. This is 1 hour busy. So let me now do the annotations correctly. All right, so this is what we have on ES, and now let's go to MNQ and let's check that quickly. So a respective sell side liquidity for MNQ, it's here. That's the same one that I noted on the ES. And Q has a bullish inversion for value gap here. That's what we are trading off of currently. And yep, let's go to the 1 minute. And let's annotate the new week opening up respectively. That's the new week opening up low and new week opening up high current. Okay, right away Nasdaq looks a little bit stronger in comparison. So as it goes for that potential run on the sell side, ES looks a little bit more prompt to deliver that versus Nasdaq. Nasdaq has way more likelihood to draw up into this new week opening up on the near term. So let's see, 3 minutes until the silver bullet hour will start. Annotations are ready. And a risk for today is previewed for $250 per trade, one trade only. Okay. All right, so we'll see. So far we need to break out of this consolidation anyhow on the ES and MNQ. It's more likely to draw up into the new week opening up, so I will be watching this closer. Yeah, let me check the dollar index. Meanwhile, I have a minute. So the dollar index did sweep this old high in here and showed initial rejection afterwards. There. I guess that's reasonable. The sell side liquidity here on those relatively lows. That's like a reasonable expectation on the downside and looks like it might be fulfilled very soon. So I'm not necessarily looking for a huge weakness on dollar index, but we'll see how it does around those lows. But I'm rather neutral at this moment as it took the buy side here. All right. So 3 a.m. started. Right there, let's zoom in a little bit. Hello, don't you, Christian, and hello, Money Glitch. Welcome. Welcome to the party. You guys are always on time. Always on time. Welcome, Mr. Matrixman FX. Hello. A new face. Slightly new face. But yeah, looks like we are being sucked into the new week opening up on Nasdaq. Right off the gate. Which is fair enough because how close to the new week opening up we were at 3 a.m. It was very close to it, so that's reasonable that it will suck it up quickly. Yeah, Nasdaq definitely looks a little bit more stronger here. Let's see how the ES is doing, because that could allow maybe for ES to catch up, play catch up and try to reach up into its own new week opening up here. As a premium array, that would make sense to me, that's for sure. Taking some sell side relatively close here, price started running away. Small little inefficiency right there at the open of the gate with a volume imbalance. Potential institutional order for entry drill here. Potential. But yeah, it kind of seems like the new week opening up might be the near-term draw on liquidity for price. Let's see if it offers anything, to be honest. For this London open session. As I said, I'm preferably, if I'm correct on my assumptions, I like the sell side liquidity here on ES. I think that might be the draw after all for today. That's where we might end up going today, I believe. Nice relatively cool lows here too. So lots of sell side liquidity will be built up below this level and into the sell side right there. I can even add the event horizon between those, because that will be a great level to watch too. All right. So I have sell side here, event horizon, and sell side here for the final potential target and draw. We consolidated. Now we are trading higher towards a premium array, and this new week opening up will be a key level on the upside, whether we will use it as resistance, trade to it and then resist, or price will like even fail to even reach to it. That would be also weakness, or it will go to it, through it, and then fail and go below it and again potentially act as resistance. So however we will slice it, I will be looking for this as a potential resistance initially to run towards the sell side here, this event horizon and the sell side there. Will that be offered this London open session? I'm not quite sure, but nonetheless that's kind of like the idea that I'm gonna be studying, watching whether it has any validity to it. Okay, this should be a good perspective. So I see all the premium rays on the upside that I'm interested in, and all the discount rays on the downside. No reasonable fair value gap as it is so far for first presentation type of purposes. This little fair value gap, I mean this little inefficiency or separation is kind of too small for my liking in here. That's like half of a handle. That's kind of too small. So I'm not necessarily interested in this. Looking for some more displacement, more imbalanced type of first presentation. So far just meandering around, not doing too much, which is fair, I guess. It's London Open and it's Monday, so that's reasonable. But yeah, let's see. Still might something might facilitate nonetheless. Something that makes sense. So yeah, what I'm waiting right now is any kind of like inefficiency, like imbalance that's a little bit more pronounced. That's more like a displacement, up or down. It doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, showing that displacement, this imbalance will be key to consider this session tradable in my eyes or not. No displacement, no inefficiency as such makes the probabilities rather larger for just tight range and consolidation. And that's not what I would like to see. But yep. 310 and no first presentation seen so far on a mini S&P micro contract, but nonetheless why do I think the sell side liquidity is more likely to be the draw right now, or why do I think it's still possible even though we are at all-time highs? I believe that price went too close to that sell side liquidity pool, too close in proximity to not actually run it out, or at least make an attempt to do so. That's why I'm favoring that sell side. But yeah, obviously we'll see what we get and whether this draw is correct or incorrect. But that's what I like siding with for now. Okay, let's see the MNQ. The MNQ reached the new week opening up low. Initially rejected that, and now trading a little bit softer, lower. We have this inefficiency in here that it could pull back into, I assume. And there was a small, but with the volume imbalance reasonable for value gap right there, that it was used as institutional or referential drill, and price started moving lower towards this low, I assume. And busy here. That's what I would expect the price to reach for next on Nasdaq. Let's see what it does. But yeah, Nasdaq definitely looks kind of stronger too at the same time. So let's see. ES couldn't even reach up into the new week opening up at all. So far, no real inefficiencies also coming back down here. So just meandering around, tapping into that hourly bullish fair value gap high. So I'm watching the high, between the high to the consecutive encroachment, whether it offers any sensitivity for it to maybe send it one more time towards the new week opening up. That's the initial high of the 3 a.m. at 3:03, and that's where the buy sell liquidity, and it's kind of relatively cool. That's where the buy sell liquidity in the near term will be building up above this high, and the new week opening up above it might be the factor for potential run through this and towards the new week opening up still. And even if it's going to go lower, it would be actually more beneficial for the price to go higher first. And engineering buy sell liquidity like this to then run it out into the new week opening up even and then turning around, that would be very, very, very strong and constructive for a nice price run lower towards the sell side liquidity here. Right now, from where it is and how it's trading lower, yeah, I mean, it's kinda too nostalgic about this run. I don't know how to express that, but it's kind of slow, small range candles for the most part. No real inefficiencies, like half of a handle or less of an imbalance on ES. That's not really something that I'm terribly excited about. There is a potential that we will form a suspension block here. So I'm watching how this candle will actually close. If it will be a down close, then that will be a suspension block that's more reasonable to be treated as the first inefficiency of this hour. But still, 15 seconds, it could close this out, and then there will be no suspension block at all still. So let's see. But yeah, looks like we are tapping this short-term low right there too, sweeping that politely. Because we have an up close, there is no suspension block anymore, because that volume balance was basically closed and overlapped with a body, up close body. So there is only a volume imbalance right there as a point of reference. Nothing besides that. So I'm making a mental note of that, but not necessarily annotating it, because it's still very, very, very small. So the thing is, the new week opening up is always it's always like a draw, and it always has to be considered as a potential draw for price when it's in close proximity. And here we are in the range of around 20 handles close to it, which is in that reasonable area to expect that price to reach up into it always. And that's always the initial expectation. It could fail and not reach up into that, but then that indicates that's a signature, and that indicates even more weakness and even stronger bearishness in terms of potential next price run afterwards. Right now we are still meandering around. It's not really showing any displacement up or down, so I'm not in a rush either. But yeah, I really like the landscape in here. I like the levels. I like every single level of those. I think those will be key as long as we are trading in the proximate range that we are trading in right now. So that kind of makes sense. So price traded into that volume imbalance right there. Let's see if it offers anything as a premium sensitivity. Still no fair value gap that I would like annotating as the first presentation of this hour. Right, so far price tapped into the volume balance only with a wick and now moving slightly lower away from it. There is this short-term low right here that if it's taken with a larger down candle like this, and now I'm watching whether we'll leave this as imbalance or we'll close it as. So the next candle is what I'm watching, and it will decide whether this will be inefficiency as it is right now, or it will be closed quickly. But this is potential for the first inefficiency after the 3 a.m. and that's something that I can watch, that I can study how price delivers around it and get a better clue what it wants to do this session. But yeah, it has to leave a reasonable portion of this open, preferably not trade through the 50% of this candle, but yeah, we'll see what we'll get. All right, so it did left a portion open. There is a volume imbalance linked to it too, so that's also important, and that's a CB by classification, and that's it also took the short-term low, so it's really really nicely landing as a first presentation for this hour, even though it's still not the biggest, but in comparison to what we saw so far, this is the best one we've got. So this is something that we might be working with anyhow. So let's see. Because we are like just slowly trading lower, and now just now we formed that displacement here. I suspect that this might be an inversion fair value gap. It might turn into one that could allow us a potential run towards the new week opening up and this high, possibly. That's something that I'm favoring at this moment. But yeah, let's see. Let's check the MNQ. MNQ took this low out and into this inefficiency as expected. And now it's also like a key point for it to show what it wants to do. Whether it wants to return back to the new week opening up again or move slightly lower, but it's not that obvious there by any means. All right, so let's see if this offers any potential for this becoming an inversion for value gap that's bullish and that I could possibly maybe use. With such an idea. 5, 10 would be at this high. Okay, we closed above the consecutive encroachment in here. So I like that. So yeah, I'm kind of fishing for this type of idea here to take it towards the buy side, but looks like it might be going without me. Let's see. I'll be watching for a potential return back to this level here and expect sensitivity. And yeah, from here to the run on that short-term high, that would be all I would need, or all I would want to see. But yeah, looks like it's already going there. So so yeah, I can take this off, because yeah, if it takes the buy set here and it returns back down there, that's not what I'm willing to take again necessarily. But yeah, sometimes that's what's going to happen, and it will not offer the return to the fair value gap, and it will deliver quickly. After it closed above the consecutive encroachment, I was thinking about market buy, but it was hanging slightly outside of it at that time. I was thinking like if it can drop back into it again, then I'll be buying it, but it didn't. So I used the limit order in case it will do it later, but with this, it's already too far and too deep into the buy set here. So I will consider this as a missed opportunity at this point. But the idea was decent. The idea was reasonable. To expect a run from here to the buy set here, and maybe now we will be watching whether it will offer a run into the new week opening up. That's something that might be reasonable. It might not happen, but that would have been the next stage, next potential draw or objective on the upside. But yeah, fair enough. I would say fair enough. So what would constitute an potential idea that I would like to be still long in it? If we could return to some discount off of this range and still not reach the new week opening up, or still yet to be reached, then that would be something that I would consider taking as a still potential run into the new week opening up. But yeah, let's see what it does at this moment. We just taken the buy side here, the initial buy side on a closing basis, and yeah, we might keep on pushing towards the new week opening up without any retracements. And if that's the case, then I'm not interested in longs, particularly now, but only if it fails to reach the new week opening up and starts turning around and trading lower, then I would be interesting. So I guess that's pretty clear expectation on my part. So 330 right now, hitting the market. Always important for the London Open silver bullet. Let's check the Nasdaq. And Nasdaq did turn around quickly too. Also took the buy side that was initial and into the new week, opening up deeper into it. Nasdaq clearly stronger. But ES is playing catch up. Trying to meet Nasdaq too. Yeah, so far nothing that I'll be considering here, and just keep pushing higher. It stopped around 5 handles off of the new week, opening up low there. That means if it starts retracing lower, I like this gap, this little gap here, or this suspension block here specifically. If it would do that and yet to reach the new week opening up, then I would consider going long there and expecting higher. But I don't know if that will be the case. So I gotta wait and see what it does. Right, it's clearly drawing towards the new week opening up. That's from what I can see. But there is not much I can do with it at the prices that are online right now. But I guess that's fine still. If it could fall short of that new week opening up like it did here, and maybe now starting to retrace lower, I would take that, or I would consider that too. Because it took the buy side on the near term, right? I don't really want to be buying above an old high like this. Even if it goes higher, that's not necessarily what I want to do. I would like to, or prefer to see it retrace to some deeper discount, or discount at all, before thinking about any longs, I assume, or I believe. All right, looks like we might be seeing that retracement. So let me see what I can cook. I would be considering a limit around this suspension block here. A stop loss would need to be covering this. Preferably be there even. Then the take profit would need to be that. Consecutive encroachment. All right, so let's use 5. And let's use this idea here. All right, does it make sense? I hope it does, though. I hope it does. So only following the logic that I placed already. That would land reasonably well with the consecutive encroachment of that new week opening up, my target. I can maybe slightly lower it. I hope I'm not too greedy, but I would like to have it below the consecutive encroachment. And something like this would be ideal. So yeah, I think I'm quite content with this type of rate idea. If I can get it, then I think I'm quite content. So I'm using basically this suspension block right there, or trying to get filled inside of that suspension block right there. Volume balance on the bottom, volume balance on the top. Possibly trading down into it soon. And if I can get in the upper half of that and aim for this here, would be ideal. Actually, with that, I can actually use 6, maybe. 6. And the stop, I mean, the take profit would be then even lower here with the, yeah, something like this. Something like this. Okay, so I'm in. It now let's see. Still using the new week opening up as the potential draw on liquidity. Entering on a bullish suspension block. Bullish BC basically. Or a form of it. Upper valley gap. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. Oops, not this one. That's the buy side liquidity pool that fall short of the new week opening up here. So there is buy side liquidity that rests above this high, and it's in very close proximity to that new week opening up overall, and we retrace back into some discount per valley gap, and I'm expecting that we could shoot up for that new week opening up eventually. Makes most sense in my mind right now. That's so that's what I'm executing on. And we'll see, the stop loss is in place. If it goes there, then I'll consider myself incorrect. I'm comfortable with this stop loss. And if it goes there, then yeah, I want to be stopped out. It's tapping into the first presented fair value gap here, and because it does this, I really want to see a strong rejection there. Strong rejection there would be required. Because that would be also considered some deep discount related to this range. Therefore, it needs to quickly repel away from it if it's good, right? If it's not, then it will stay heavy and just go for my stop, and that will be it then. All right. This is already going deeper than I would like. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm not in control anymore, so. But yeah, losing the ground below this first presentation like this. Yeah, now as I'm thinking, maybe what I could have done was just like wait to see how it will trade into this suspension block first, and just in case it would go for this low, then I could look for turtle soup type of ideas. But yeah, until I'm not stopped out, I'm still possibly in game. But the how deep it went, right? The fact that how deep it went into this range here, I don't like to see that. That's way too deep for my liking, and that makes this low a likely sweep, I feel like. But all right, it will be what it will be. So this suspension block, I don't want to see it act as inversion fair value gap, right? Because we went below it on a closing basis, so now trading into it, it might work as bearish inversion fair value gap, right? And run this low and maybe some lower, but that's what I don't want to see. So far, it does respect this as inversion fair value gap, but preferably we see a large candle close above it. Then, and only then, I believe that game is on. Otherwise, at this point, I'm dependent on what the market will want to do. I still think the new week opening up is a likely draw. So I still think it's likely to go higher eventually, or draw higher, likely. But what it might want to do is make a lower low here and it may be touched to the low of that hourly fair value gap. But yeah. Right, so far it's failing to repel it lower, so that's good. That's a positive. Okay, looks like we are closing above the consecutive encroachment of this suspension block. Again. So that's positive here that I can see. If we can close above it, then this area in here becomes a balanced price range, because we went up, down, and then up again. And the moment we trade back into it, it should be a stiff resistance, okay? So now, as we are leaving this, we should never, ever, ever be closing in the lower half. Sorry, lower half. Should never be the case. So this is like a brick wall at this moment. That's how I'm interpreting this. Let me annotate that. The extent. A brick wall in here. I don't want to see price now explore the lower half of this area, as it was completely balanced out. Up movement, down movement, up movement again, and return. Any return like this should be met with discount sensitivity and send it higher. If I'm correct about the idea, about the draw, about this little fractal in here. Because yeah, if we lose this level here, if we go below this balanced price range, then the probabilities are far, far, far greater that we will see a lower low here. And these lows are already kind of suspect, so this is still like a fight in here. We're fighting for this or with this trade a lot. It's not an easy one. Sadly, it's not an easy one. But yeah, it's on me. As always, it's on me. So this, I don't like to see that. With this candle here, I'm very, very, very uncomfortable with my stop loss being here. But I leave it as it is. And yeah, just let the market do what the market wants to do. I'm watching how it's touching or working with the first presentation here. So that's where it tapped into, and the bodies are respecting that. So that's probably like the last line of defense inside of this balanced price range, but unless we don't want to spend time inside of it anyway. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, but I'm still in the bullet, in the trade. Still spending time inside of this balanced price range in here. And that's kind of too much time already, in my opinion. We are trading during the macro right now. So this is the macro. So this is the time for it to really start shooting up if it's correct. If my assumptions were correct. That's what it would need to do. And the time is ticking, right? So any next minute that it's not expanding higher quickly with big ranges makes the probabilities of this trade unfavorable. So this is the time for it to run, actually. It did everything on the downside that it wanted or could wanted to do as like minimum threshold to send it higher. So there is really no need to spend more time inside of this area unless it wants to go lower, actually. I wonder, maybe I should add a rule that allows me to cut the bait during a trade after some length of time. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. That's like the entertainment part at this moment, I guess. To see the struggle and maybe a comeback story here. Maybe. Just maybe. But yeah, I'm pretty neutral about this here. I mean, in terms of like whether I will be stopped out or take profit, I'm really like I don't care that much. So in that regard, that's, I guess, fine. Well, Mr. Sabot, Mr. Sabot. I guess that's a rhetorical question. I guess that's a rhetorical question, though. I do think so. But I can even tell that I do know it's true. So yeah. But I might be biased. I might be biased. All right. Again, we moved outside of that balanced price range to the upside. This black box, this black area is completely balanced out. There is no reason for a price to trade inside of it. Very, very complicated. But beautiful, isn't it? I guess it is. All right, so I want to take your attention right now to this fair value gap here, to this inefficiency right there. That's a SEBI, right? And it's a premium array in terms of where the market price is right now. So where the market price is here, and this is above us, that's a premium array. We touched to the low of it, I feel like here. That's fair enough. And now we are touching to the low of the balanced price range here. So if this is actually correct right now, we should touch the low of this balanced price range and then reject quickly and close way above this and use it either as inversion or don't use it at all and just keep on going higher. So that would need to unfold for me to feel comfortable and on side with this idea still. So yeah, we'll see. All right, so now trading into that fair value gap, we need to smash right on through it. Then I'm more comfortable that the new week opening up will be the draw, the next draw, as I assumed. Preferably we close above it. That would be the ideal case, ideal scenario. If we could close above this fair value gap here. All right, so we didn't necessarily close above it yet, but we went above it, so that's nice. And we closed near the high. So I'm still watching whether the next candle can push right on through it. It should not be coming back to my entry price at this moment too, preferably. So Yes, my friend. That's yes. I think there is a boss, the boss algorithm, a single one. I don't know if it's a single one or how the technicals work, but I do believe that there is some algorithm that controls and delivers the price to our feeds, and that it's basically moving around and doing stuff that then we can act on accordingly. And I do believe that it's programmed to go against everybody, against uh, anyone really that wants to enter a market, and it does it very, very, very efficient and proficient and well. So all right, trading outside of it, that's good, that's nice. And preferably we'll start seeing some speed now on the upside towards that buy side liquidity here, this old high. And the new week opening up is so close to it that if we will trade above this, then it's very, very likely that price will be sucked into the new week opening up. And that's where my order resides. And that would be or should be a potential. I won't tell right now, so I don't curse it. But no, you know what? Okay, so at this point, I don't want to see price go below this inefficiency here. This should act as inversion. To be honest, it preferably doesn't even trade down to it. But if it does, it shouldn't go below it. Because if it does go below it, then we go back to 50-50. But I like how it's stretching higher. The buy side is in striking distance right there, coupled with the new week opening up. Very, very strong draw. So let's see, couple more candles, and we might be there at terminus. All right, so the buy side is so close to the market price, and right above the buy side, the new week opening up is really, really ideal draw. But let's see, until I hit the actual take profit, then I don't want to sound overconfident, but at this moment it's definitely more likely to unfold versus the shenanigans inside of the balance price range down there. So far it looks like we are leaving / engineering relative equal highs. In here again, it looks like we might be retracing back into this inversion fair value gap. That might be the case, and that's still in the realm of reasonable, I guess. So this doesn't necessarily worry me by any means. All right, so yeah, Nasdaq is the leader when it comes to strength, but ES catching the weak sister catching up. Low hanging fruit objective at the new week opening up low seems reasonable, I guess. Good morning, Candy. Hello. Yeah, no worries, no worries. It looks like we might be tapping it today, but yeah, still kind of open. But yeah, looks reasonably well. But yeah, nice to see you though. Nice to see you. We're slowly rolling out of the macro. The 350 to 410. The buy side is still open, and the new week opening up is still yet to be reached. Preferably, we do it rather quickly in here, because that's like the stage of where we are, that it should rather just pump quickly into it. But yep. But yeah, by the way, I am thinking about some rule adjustments in terms of like what I could like slightly adjust. Not necessarily about the model itself, but more like the risk management and stuff. And I have this idea that after price moves 75% from my entry to the target, and it already did that here. It moved 75% of the whole potential trade or price swing. Then after that occurs, that I move the stop loss to break even, right? That's like the idea that I have. Just in case, or just to prevent any like crazy whips where I'm like almost there at the target and then it comes back and stops me out eventually, right? That would be obviously rather unpleasant, but yeah, sometimes it can happen. It happened to me actually on Friday already once, and similar. On Friday it went even further, like 85% of the trade was there, but then it turned around and I took a full stop loss eventually. So I'm thinking about adding that adjustment to the rules. I don't want to be changing them on the fly, so I will stick to what's there for now, but that is something that I might be applying to the next accounts and stuff like this. So we'll see how it goes. So slowing down a little bit, crouching below those relative equal highs right now that it engineered. Still, that's where I'm looking, that's where I'm watching. And yeah, as long as we are above this inversion, all good. The issues will start after price would start dropping below it. Then it's actually not good for that immediate delivery to the target. But yeah, I'm sticking what's there already here. So all right, little consolidation in here. Bull flag look alike, but this would be the bull flag that I would like to pen out actually. And yeah, let's see. I don't like it to take too much time in here, obviously. I would prefer to rather quickly get me in or get me out, like, you know, either right or wrong. But yeah, sometimes it is what it is, and gotta wait a little bit. It kind of looks like it might want to tap into this inversion at this point, and that's fair, that's allowed, that's completely permissible. But then I would require to see like a rejection if it does. Right, close to that inversion for value gap. Might want to tap into it. By the way, how are you guys doing? Are you trading this London Open today? Or are you leaving it? And maybe touching something else later today? Alright, so we touched the inversion fair value gap here, leaving those relative equal highs. Preferably, we respect the upper half of it and resume that final run on the buy side and into the new week opening up there. All right, so at least that's what I want to see. I will be back in a minute or two. Alrighty. Let me see the Nasdaq, what Nasdaq is doing. Nasdaq went above the new week opening up. It's hanging around of it. It took the buy side already. The respective buy side that ES is still kind of struggling with a little bit. And I'm anticipating that it will or should match up with the NQ and just clear it out into that new week opening up. Makes the most sense, I believe. I like the touch here. That's good. And turning around and start moving higher from where it is would be ideal scenario. Ideal scenario. So start pumping this up from right now is ideal. And still very, very, very reasonable and overall good for the price run in here. All right, I like that a lot. I like this large candle here a lot. Buy side in the striking distance, and that should then quickly suck up into the new week opening up, and I should be done then. So let's see, let's wait just a little bit longer. We are in the striking distance for sure. So it should speed up in this right now. No real time to waste. It's already, everything is set up in motion, so just deliver the price higher and we'll be contento. El contento, my friends and neighbors. All right. The next candle is expected to run the buy side and then possibly just spike into the new week opening up, because how close we are to it. All right, we got the buy side, and now literally three handles more are satisfying myself, but I believe that we could be reaching still up into the consecutive encroachment reasonably well. So www candy, oh, I hope so. I hope it won't fail now, because that would be a blunder. But yep, let's see. Everything's in motion, everything's set up, low hanging fruit objective. Just come on, yes, come on, just a little bit more. The new week opening up low in striking distance, very close to the price right now. So we should be tapping into it. We have still some time for the long open session. It's 4:20, so it should be reasonable though. It's very important that it fills me now and doesn't really reject, because we've just taken relative equal lows here. Relative equal highs, I'm sorry. So any rejection would be really not appreciated. But yeah, we are very close and it's still reaching, so that's good. All right, just fill me. It touched the limit order, didn't fill me yet. I guess there we go, one tick more. We got it, boys and girls. So W in the chat, guys. W in the chat. First win after 5 days. God damn it. Nice. Well. Eventually delivered, just as outlined, with a little bit of hiccups here and there, but exactly 2 loss covered with this. Let me actually show the account balance. Oh, something is bugged, it's not showing. Don't tell me this didn't work. Well, what? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I need to refresh it. Why it's not showing the... All right, yeah, now that's fine. Okay. Yes, 2 loss covered with this, 1 win, and we are almost back on track. 1 more win with the reduced risk, and we are back to break even. So that's pretty nice, and comeback might be actually real, guys. Let me add that 1 win to the counter, and we have 1 win, 4 losses, and we are almost break even. So that's nice, I guess. And yeah, just because I was able to secure one today, there will not be more streams today, but I will be back tomorrow looking for another bullet, and we'll see how it will go tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. It was a pleasure as always. I wish you guys a pleasant reminder of the day. Stay safe, trade safe, and good luck with that. And see you guys tomorrow. So bye bye.